Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Well, hello, and happy Boxing Day to everyone. If you're Canadian, if you're from the UK or any other part of the world, you know what Boxing Day is, don't you? I used to think, because my mom told me this, that Boxing Day meant that you box up and get rid of all of your garbage. We used to get rid of our Christmas stuff the day after. That's not what Boxing Day is about. Boxing Day is about pulling together your extra and giving to the poor. So I think that's I think it's a smarter version of Boxing Day. Sorry, Mom, but we're going to go with that. Anyway, it is the day after Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful holiday together as a family. If not, you enjoyed it with friends. And if it's your thing or not your thing, well, happy holidays anyway, because it's beautiful. We enjoy the holidays. Well, Lynn, it's so good to see you. She says sunny Pacific Northwest. I've got the rainy Northwest, or what should I say, Western North Carolina mountain rain. It's been raining almost nonstop since Christmas Eve. So we'll be glad when it's not quite so rainy. So enjoy your weather, Lynn. And Jocelyn, hello. It's good to have you here. I'm kind of excited because today is a big debut day for us. And I think we've kind of done this on a pretty regular basis and unveiled a brand new product on the 26th of December. This week, in my estimation, hey Trish, it's good to see you. This week, in my estimation, is one of the most important, pivotal weeks of what's up next for you in 2024. I look at this time as, what am I setting up? What am I doing? How can I be the best version of myself for 2024, for example? And I start thinking about that. I look back on 2023, like now, and in my journal, I'm writing about what worked, what didn't, what I was pleased with, what I saw progress with, what just stayed the same, and what even might have backslid a little bit. Well, hello there, Tanya. It's so good to see you. So when we're looking at this, and when we take this week as a week of reflection, as a week of setup, as a week of planning, as a week of thinking about what is next for our next year, I think we can really walk into 2024 a little bit more prepared. Now, speaking of prepared, everybody knows you're right now you're looking at the construction zone right behind me. And this construction zone continues. This used to be a window on my back deck. Now it's empty. And you can see my Christmas tree right there kind of smiling back at you. Hi, Sue. And so I'm looking at 2024 as having this wonderful extension of our living room added. And you know, when you think about construction and you think about what needs to happen, usually, especially in a house that's already standing, there's deconstruction that needs to happen. Hey, Martha. And deconstruction is important as the construction, because you can't start constructing anything on something that's already there. You have to take out the old before you can bring in the new. That's what this week is, in my estimation. That's what this week is. And one of the things that I thought of, what went well in 2023 was our Crave Water. It's a product that we have. People love being able to drink something that's going to give them instant effect. And I love it. Mark drinks it all the time. I drink it all the time. I've got all my friends on it here living where I live. I add it into my water with a little bit of hot melt mix, and it's great. Works with electrolytes and the whole bit. So I really love that. And I was also starting to add creatine because I'd done a lot of work, a lot of digging and research on creatine. And then I started just thinking about, I remember, I remember, I remember the day I turned 40. I'm going to tell you that story, by the way. I get to do that. I'm going to tell you the story the day I turned 40. I'll never forget this as long as I live because I was in the gynecologist's office, y'all. Yes, pap smear time. On your 40th birthday, really? Yes, that's what I did. So I was in there and I remember getting on the scale and I remember tipping the scale over 200 at that point and thinking, holy heavens, what just happened? What just, whoa, I hadn't seen that number since I was pregnant, with my child. And I thought, oh my gosh, everything's just going south. What's happened? All of a sudden, I lost my waist. I didn't feel like myself. I wasn't sleeping as well. I felt just weird. And it was almost an out of body experience. And then the stress of having to go to the doctor, the gynecologist of all places, for a pap smear on your 40th birthday. Well, that was just so much. So I went in there, and unfortunately, it's the first time I'd met this doctor. Really super handsome, which great. That's all you want to. And I can't remember his name, but he had a name that kind of equated to Dr. Handsome. Might as well have been that. Like Dr. Feelgood. No, I don't know. I don't remember what his name is. I'm going to look it up sometime, though, because it just cracked me up. I can laugh at it now, but at the time, So there I am after the exam is all over with and everything. And I'm sitting there on the exam table. He goes, is there anything else I can help you with? And here's where I know a lot of you are going to relate. And I said to him, I just turned 40 and I don't even feel like myself anymore. And I just burst into tears. This poor man was beside himself. I think he was right around my same age. And he was just like, he wasn't ready for it. And I get it. But who's ready for it, right? And I was full blown in perimenopause. Nobody told me. I think we talk about it more now. But at the time, perimenopause was its own set of symptoms. And then there was menopause, and then there's postmenopause, and there's all this stuff, and no one was discussing it. And what I found in this last year, as I reflected and went through all of this, and of course I did this a little bit earlier, but if we have the ability to drink something that goes to work instantly on our bodies, shouldn't we be doing that? And we created a product, and it's called Over 40 Water, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I could have put this in a capsule, but I like drinking something that tastes delicious. This is it right here, Over 40 Water. And it looks, just similar to the other stuff that we have. If you go to savingdinner.com/40, and you can spell it out, you can do 40, however, you'll see everything. All the ingredients are in there. And I'm going to tell you what, because I have been playing with this for a while, you can feel the difference. We have every single ingredient in there is researched. It's in there to help you with your mood and balance you out, because that's what I noticed about perimenopause. The very beginning, when I turned 40, all the way through where I am today, I've noticed that certain things would help balance me and certain things would make me feel off. And physiologically, if you're off, psychologically wise, you're also going to be off the rails. It's just the way it works. That's how our bodies are. There needs to be some semblance of balance there. And getting back to your old self is getting back to balance. And that's why we have the ingredients that we have in Over 40 Water. So there's things like creatine. Now, I know you're probably thinking, this is what all the gym bros drink. This is what dudes do, so they get all jacked up muscles and all of that. No. Creatine is something that our bodies make. But again, as we get older, past 35, we don't make it as much as we used to. It helps the energy levels in our muscle, which helps the energy level in our bodies and how we feel. 5-HTP, and we have a little tyrosine in there. And those help to balance our brain chemistry. What else is in there that I can tell you about so I don't forget? The other things that are in there is biotin and choline. And you know what that is? That's liquid beauty support. This is going to help your skin, your nails, your hair, your tendons, your joints, your muscles, all of it. It's going to help that. And it's going to help you create your own collagen, which we need. The other thing that has the other active ingredient in it is some magnesium, BHB. Which is incredible because again, 85% of us are deficient in magnesium, and this magnesium helps with brain function. It also helps with your muscles, helps with everything. And then the last thing, of course, it has is a little MCT oil in it to kind of deliver the goods, so to speak. And it tastes absolutely delicious. So I would like to toast my new era. My new school of thought is less pills, more drinking. Here's the thing. You need to hydrate every single day. What if you just put something different in your glass every day, and it had something to help you with your craving, something to help you with your energy levels and everything. It's kind of a lemony taste. It's more citrusy. It doesn't pronounce quite as lemony. It's so good. You'll feel it right away, Emily. I mean, I did. You take it, and when you drink it, you just allow. See, this is the thing that's why I love drinking something, is that it's instantly absorbed. It's not having to go through the digestive process. It just goes in and it starts. The creatine is such a key for women. You know, I've been reading Forever Strong. And by the way, I'm going to do a book club. I'll talk to you about that later. I don't have any of the details, but I just decided today, what if I walked you through this book? Wouldn't that be great? What if I walked you through this book? Couldn't we do something great together and understand the science behind why we need to get strong? Wouldn't that be great? What if, what if we started drinking what it is that we needed, that our bodies needed? Now, that still means we're still going to have to take our B complex. We're still going to have to take a few other things, but you can just drill it down so that mostly you're hydrating on purpose with a purpose. That's what I love. See, Martha, I love that. Don't you love that? So you can have your little canisters and you can go, okay, this is my morning water. This is my cravings. This is going to keep me, this is going to keep my energy levels up. This is, all of it. We've got another one that we're working on that we'll be introducing probably, I think, in February. But I just want you to grasp the importance of this, because I believe with all of my heart that we're all just going, oh, so many pills. I just don't want to do the pills. But I bet you anything you would love to just have a glass of something and know it's going to work and know it's doing its work instantly. So, us, everything comes with a money back guarantee. I never put anything out there and say, tough luck, Charlie. It will work. If you work it, it will work. And get your hydration in on purpose. Okay. And the other thing is, I am so adamantly despise the word anti-aging. Anti-aging means you might as well kill you might as well die, right? That's if you're anti-aging, you don't want to age anymore. Well, your only choice is to go push up some daisies in a graveyard somewhere. I like the idea of being pro-aging and defying your age. So one of the things that we're saying, you'll see it too, I'm going to be saying it a lot, is stop denying your age and start defying your age. This is graceful aging. Yes, Emily, I'd love to do a book club with you too, and Martha and Lynn and Trish, everybody else. Wouldn't it be fun? But this is the age. This next year, I'm looking at it personally and I'm looking at it professionally as one of advancing and becoming the most vibrant versions of ourselves and and doing things more on purpose and not just knee-jerking our way through. Amen? So today, by the way, and go grab your over. We only did a small batch run on this to make sure that everybody was on board and wanted to try this out. And there's not very many jars there, so go grab yours now. It's at savingdinner.com/40, 40, not or 4 FORTY, however you want to do your 40, right? Hey, Sandra, look at that. Sandy's here. I'm so glad to see you. So, my whole thing is as we go forward, if we are going to hold up and raise up on our flagpole this vibrancy flag that we all want to wave, then we're going to have to be really purposeful about this because another year has ticked by. Another year you've notched on your stick. Me too. And the way that we do this in a way that is moving the needle is the best way. And I believe it's through hydration. And if we're hydrating on purpose with something in our glass that is going to hit all those boxes, there you go. Yes, don't deny it, defy it. Lynn knows. I mean, take a look at her. She is a walking example of that whole thing. So today I want to take you into something where I'm going to ask you to spend $1. $1. Can you do $1? Anyone? If you don't have $1, tell me about it and I will do a crowdfund for you and we'll raise you $1 for you. But everybody has $1 and everybody can go out and buy one of these. It's a journal. It's just a composition book. You can find them at any dollar store, right? Anywhere. And today I'm going to talk about the transformative power of journaling and how it's such a needle mover. And we're going to be really hitting hard, by the way, this whole year as we set up and as I've set up for this year. Every month, I'm going to have kind of a theme of what it is that I want to hit, what I want to work on with myself. I've created some journal prompts for myself. I've created a bunch of stuff that I want to see. I want to see bigger progress. I don't want to just do cha-chas. That's not the kind of dance I'm interested in. You know, cha-chas, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I want something progressive. I want to dance the whole dance floor. I want to see myself doing bigger and better things. I see progress in certain areas. I don't see progress in other areas. I'm going to be really honest with you. And it bothers me. And I'm saying to myself, wait, this isn't the way we want it to go. So if we are going to live our lives on purpose and for purpose, if we're going to do it vibrantly, then we need to really assemble carefully our tools. And I've talked about how transformative a simple journal can be. Today, I'm going to give you the science behind it. I'm going to give you some really good prompts. So you're going to want to write these down, by the way. I'm also going to give you some ideas on how to start the habit of journaling. And I hope that this is going to be something that just that rocks your world. And the reason that I want this for you so much is because I know there's a thing holding you back. Maybe 2 things or 3. And maybe it's something that you haven't even thought about before. Maybe it's something that you're just saying, I just don't get this. What is this about? The discovery process happens in journaling oftentimes. And that's why I want to talk about it because it's a practice, you know, it's therapeutic. And when I got started with it, I was seeing a counselor. This is the person who said, hey, you know, you need to do this and it's going to really help you. But, you know, it is as ancient as the written word itself. People have been using journaling forever. Tanya says journaling is one of the best things that I started doing. It is. And I know that, you know, we all have this different notion or things holding us back from journaling or what we think needs to be in our journal or, oh, I'm just not a writer or whatever. And while I think that there's some magic in journaling, it goes beyond the obvious. And I'm going to tell you, there's some benefits that you might go, oh, wow, that's pretty cool because it's true. I'm going to give you the science behind it, of course. And I'm also give you, I think, Emily, I believe next week is Sprint Week. I'm also going to give you some unique reasons why it might move the needle for you in 2024. At the end of the day, I think sometimes what we need to do is step back and stop expecting these big things, and instead just doing the one thing, just doing it, just showing up, and even writing in your journal. I don't even know what to write about today. Or I don't even feel like doing this today. but I made the commitment and I'm showing up and here it is, and I'll see you tomorrow. Because even that is enough to move the needle. Okay, so let's talk about the science behind it. First of all, there's this thing called enhanced cognitive processing. So, you know what that is? It helps you to organize your thoughts and your experiences. Because sometimes don't we feel fragmented? Does anyone else besides me? You just feel fragmented and you just feel like, I don't even know what's what. Well, here's what this writing it down does. It gives you an opportunity to step back and to analyze. And analytical thought puts things naturally in order and helps us to process it in a way that maybe we couldn't before because it's all over the place. And believe me, I understand that. But what this does is it fosters solution orientation rather than just rolling around in the past. It gives you problem solving skills and it helps you to think a little bit deeper about something rather than just touching on it. Because sometimes, and let me ask you if this is true for you, because this is what I've done. Sometimes I will put myself in a little bit of a situation or a little bit of a hand-wringing moment simply because I'll say, oh, but then I've got this over here and I've got that over here and I've got this over here. How am I going to get this all done? And I haven't taken the time to really lay it all out. I haven't taken the time to walk through all of it. Instead, I looked at a piece here, a piece there, and a piece there, and my mind was like popcorn all over the place. And I didn't really come to an answer, and I didn't come to a place of problem solving. I came to a place of worry, anxiety, being paralyzed and not doing anything. Does this sound familiar? Guess what a journal can help you do? It can enhance that part of your brain that needs the enhancement so that it can straighten the stuff out and lay down all of that information in a way that you can thoroughly analyze it and go through it, doing it wisely instead of haphazardly and crazy like. The other thing is there's an emotional release when you do this, right? I am telling you, emotional release is it's like taking the pressure off. It is taking the pressure off. And I will tell you, when the pressure is on, you find your own psychological situation it just feels like you're not going to get out of this, right? You're not going to be able to figure it out. It's too hard. It's too much. The overwhelm happens. Well, when you've got your journal out, you can just say, this is too much. This is so much. I've got all this and I don't understand this and blah, 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 blah. And then it's out. You don't have to entertain it up here anymore because you just laid it all out on paper. And now you have somewhere to go. Now you have this idea of like, hey, guess what? I can start working this out. Okay, so now that I have this here, it really isn't overwhelming. What's overwhelming are my thoughts. Situation isn't. The problem isn't. My thoughts are. Ding, ding, ding. That's journaling. That's what a journal will do for you. And then the other thing is too, you know what else it does? It boosts your memory and your comprehension of what just went down. That's gold, you guys, because now we're not stuck anymore. Now we are actively working through something and finding solution. And sometimes one of the prompts that I do for myself is just like, I am open to solution. My eyes are open. I don't know what it is right now. I don't need to know what it is right now. I don't need to know the how or the why even. All I need to know is I am open. And the situation is fluid. And the answer and the solution to this, it will come. I just need to be patient and wait for it and expect it. Because expectation is part of this whole thing, is expecting that your answers will come, because they do every single time. And I hope that I've given you, enough reasons to start this, but there's some interesting, unusual, and maybe even obscure benefits to journaling. And one is that it enhances your whole self-discovery. You find out about yourself. It's almost like a form of time travel, right? because you can see yourself, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going through. You can process past stuff, you can process feelings. You can say, wow, I looked at last week and read all about these feelings that I was having and the emotions I was processing inside. I'm so glad that's all over. Got stronger because of that. I learned something because of that. Because when you are a journaler, your journal becomes an active part of who you are and what you do with your life. It becomes a part where sometimes you read it and you're just going, what the heck was I thinking? But it's there. It's there for you. And that's the important part, because you process it, right? There was a place for you to get it processed. And did you know this will blow you away, especially for all of my girlfriends out there who, like me, have fought an autoimmune disease or some kind of a chronic condition? Did you know that this can, when you're expressing yourself with writing, that it can help take some of the pressure off and actually enhance your immune system? Who knew this? It's so true. It can also help you with your sleep quality, because if you're dropping those bombs into your journal instead of chewing on them all night, guess what happens? It gives you the relief of knowing, there it is. I don't need to worry about this anymore. It's there if I need to go back and look at it. That's cool. It strengthens your self-discipline too, because it can foster a greater sense of self-discipline, because you've said, I'm going to do this, and then you've shown up for it. And that reinforces this thing that you do what you say you're going to do, and it shows up in other areas of your life as well. Hallelujah. Isn't that so good? And then how about this? It also cultivates the habit of gratitude, especially if you're using our Take Back Your Life journal. There's a place for gratitude in there. And the reason why is that part of the science behind all of this is that when you're writing down things that you're grateful for and that you're thankful for, even small things like hot water and, a perfect over easy egg or whatever it is, it just generally stimulates a real significant appreciation for your life. Even little things, even when, all the what's hitting the fan, you can at least be grateful for that stupid egg, right? Sandra says she journals my conversations with God. Amen. I do that too. Sometimes I'll just say, God, what's up? What you're doing something here. I just don't get it. What do I need to learn from this is a question that I often ask, and it makes a big, big difference. So all of this, and what all of this does? It creates and helps you to cultivate overall happiness with your life, even when things are just so. And guess what? Things aren't just so, are they? Are they? Not me. Not me. But I will tell you this, and I know this for a fact, that if you start this process of journaling, that you're going to be able to take to the bank these feelings of satisfaction in your life, in areas, maybe not overall satisfaction, but you can, like a buffet, you could pick and choose things and say, I'm just really grateful for that, right? Just because liver's on the buffet doesn't mean you need to eat it. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and you know what? We do have a couple of Saving Dinner journals left. By the way, January 1st, everything moves into the larger distribution center. Yay. Thank you. That's because of you, by the way. I appreciate you all. And we've got other things. Like I said, this next year is going to be one. If you are with me for personal growth and becoming your very best self, you're going to find 2024 a reason to draw close and be a part of our community, because that's what we're all about. All about. This is my drive, and I'm bringing it. If you want to come with me, this is what we're going to be doing. So how do we get into that habit then of journaling? Well, number one is to choose your medium. And I put this in here on purpose because there are some people who just like to keyboard it, and that's fine. I'm not going to dump on you if you do. I still strongly suggest that you write on it, right? Write on it. You know why? Because writing has a direct connection between your pinch your finger And when you're using your arm like this, it directly stimulates that part of the brain that ingrains the habit. So I say do that. It just really will start that up. And number two is set a regular time. My regular time is when I get up, when I get my coffee, after I've meditated, I'm sitting on the couch with my dog and we do it together. It's so funny. Lincoln has such a habit and he will sit, if still in the kitchen doing something or whatever, his little head will look over at me in the kitchen like, hey, you're supposed to be sitting right now. It's journal time. It's like he tells me. The other thing is to create a comfortable space for it. One of the things that I saw a few of you have done before in the past that I think is just really good. You see did you see his paws? You see his paws? He's laying on his back on the couch. So cute. One of the things that you can do is you could put your things together, the book you're reading, your writing implements or whatever, put it all in a little basket and keep that basket in a place where, it's safe from prying eyes. And that is, you have a certain place that you sit every time and it just creates this lovely habit. I love that. So, and then the other thing is, I want to say this with screaming big caps, if you will. Don't stress about the style. Don't stress about your writing. Don't stress about, oh my gosh, what does this need to be? Or I'm just not a writer. Don't stress about any of that. Throw something down. I'll give you some prompts. I promise you that's part of this today's thing, and it will be in tomorrow's newsletter. I will give you some prompts. Promise. Okay? But it's not about being a great writer. It's about allowing the pressure to come off of you, getting these things out so that you have an opportunity to fully express who you are and allow these things to come out. Stop holding on to them. We don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be holding on to them at all. Journaling with Lincoln sounds like a book title. Gosh, maybe it is. Oh. And I like that. And lastly, this is for you. You're not writing for the world. You're not going to be publishing this on the blog unless you are, but this is for you. This is your therapy, your time, your opportunity to just allow it all to come out. It's a big deal. Now I've got you 5 prompts. You want to write this down, or you can, you can wait for the show notes tomorrow. And the first one, of course, you've heard me talk about your future self. That's what it is. And number 1 is to describe your future self. Who are you? 12 weeks from now? 6 months from now? A year from now? Who are you 5 years from now? What are you doing? How do you feel? How do you look? What's it like living in your skin? And think about this one. One of the things that I it's an exercise that I've done. And if you've done any of my, hot seats, and it's one of the things, I always think about it this way. You walk into a party and what is everybody seeing? Now, of course, what is it? Yeah, they're going to go with the physical first. But oftentimes I found that the physical is a reflection of what's going on the inside. It isn't just that maybe you dropped a little weight or you started working out more or whatever. The glowing that happens as a result of you keeping your promises to yourself, and 2, showing up for yourself, and 3, creating discipline and follow through, consistency, tenacity, whatever it is you want to call it. When all of that is all dialed in, you change your perspective about who you are and what you're about. You don't see yourself as just this woman who breaks promises to herself and can't do it and it's too hard. You don't fall back into that old pattern. You've created new habits and new patterns, and that just lights you up. So what does that look like for you? It's not just about the genes, but it's about the way you feel. I know, Lincoln, I see you, buddy. You're a good boy. Number 2 is reflect on a recent challenge that you've been through. I do this all the time, and it's really helpful. I always ask, what's the lesson that I need to learn? I always ask, what does it teach me? And how have I grown as a result of this challenge that I've just been through? Right? It's a good one. Hi, Lincoln. You're such a good boy. I will show you him. You want to see him? There's your Linky. Hi, Linky. You say hi, thanks. There's my doggy. And number 3 is to write a letter to your past self. What a great idea. And when you're doing this, there's several different ways you can do this. Number 1, you can do this as you're writing to your past self. 1 year from now, you're writing to your past self. And you're thinking, oh boy, did I learn these lessons, all these things. You can also do it today and write it to a past hurt self, that maybe needs a little something. But think about it. What advice would you offer? What comfort would you offer now that you can see things differently? Because that's where the value of all of this is. And then the other thing that I love this one is make a list of things that made you smile today. Like maybe you just saw a little bloom on your Christmas cactus and it made you smile. Maybe, you took your pet for a WALK. I can't say it really loud here with him. And just the way he pranced down the path as you were walking just made you smile. Maybe your husband has brought you just a lovely cup of coffee or something. Think about all those different things. And they're little tiny glimmers of a moment that you can grab and list and consider to be just a little touch of joy for your day. It's just, boy, doesn't that make you, it just changes everything. And then the last thing that you might want to do is explore a memory. Now, I would suggest exploring a good memory. Why was it good? What made it great? What was the highlight of it? What were the things that made you feel like, I don't know, this just made me feel good about myself. I felt really great. I want to relive that. And think, what setup do I need to go back and feel that over and over again? Those are some things. So I want you to think of journaling as not just a form of self-expression, not just another thing, another cog in the wheel, but think about instead journaling as being something that is going to bring you to a place of knowing yourself way more than you ever did and becoming the woman that you want to become. We're all in the place of becoming. And it doesn't mean that we don't love who we are right now today. We have to in order to grow and become more. But it means that you are open for the next steps. It means you're open for the next level. It means that you're open and you will expect and you will see incredible growth for that year. That's what it does. And that's what a dollar journal can do for you. So I hope that helped you out. Go grab that dollar journal at the dollar store before they sell out. Get yourself a pencil or a pen and get into it. Because this has the ability to really shake things up and change things up. And don't forget too, if you have missed any shows or if you've missed any notes, we have a page set up just for you. And it's at savingdinner.com/daily dish. That's where all the recorded daily dishes are, along with show notes that go with them. Today's notes will go there, today's show and notes will go there, of course, but you will also get it in your email. So don't forget, sign up for those emails. And if you missed any of our announcements, we do have an announcement page. You know that, right? savingdinner.com/announcements. And lastly, I just want to say this. Come on this journey with me. I know you're over 40. You can't fool me. And start feeling like your own self again with just one glass. You'll see it. You'll feel it. I promise. savingdinner.com/40. Thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed it. I will see you. And don't worry, just stay tuned. Watch your emails because this year, 2024, is going to be the year of growth. Are you with me? I sure hope so. Pinkies up. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.